Hello and welcome back to the studio. Yeah. What's up, guys? OMG. Missed you guys. Gotta kick off my slides. Show you my cute little, I don't know what they're called, socks, indoor socks. I don't know, they've got a little bit of grip on them. Well, y'all know the drill. This is what I'm wearing. I am full-blown Canadian core with my Roots pants. Yeah. And then I have an Adidas little crop jacket. Love her. Have had her since grade 7. And she always snatches. Like, yes, queen. Yes. Anyways, yeah, I just thought I could represent my country today by wearing red and Roots sweatpants that I've also coincidentally have had since grade 7. Maybe I'm a minimalist and I just don't realize it. Because like I obviously recycle clothes. I like to kind of like revamp it when I'm going out. I love fashion, especially anything that's like unique for going out. But if I'm gonna hang out every single day, I want something cute, comfy, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. I think I just needed to get that off my chest. And especially here with you guys, like off the record in a way. But it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I've just felt so much pressure lately to make this podcast this like huge production, like get all dressed up. And like, yes, I do think I need to look presentable. I'd rather not show up like weird, you know, unpresentable, because that's just also not me. But just kind of like take off the pressure a bit, you know? I don't know, I've just been so hard on myself and yeah. Obviously like I haven't seen results that I want to yet. Obviously I'm not where I want to be yet. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not on the way there. It could just mean just not right now. Maybe I need to focus on something else. Maybe I need to kind of do something different, but I'm just gonna let it flow, you know? Like if it's not coming to me right now, it's not coming. Like my mom the other day, she was like, the other day, I literally mean yesterday, she's like, yeah, so-and-so person, like these like family friends that we have, people that like I barely ever even talk to. She's like, yeah, they were like watching your stuff and they're like, she lives in such a gorgeous place, why doesn't she show it off? There are so many creators doing that. Like I'm just gonna be one of them. Like, yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe I just need to freaking start vlogging, going on hikes and like showing you guys around, which I eventually will, but it's just like, it's not yet. Like I don't, and there's so many other creators who are gonna do such a better fantastic job. Better fantastic. I've never heard that in a sentence. But a better and a fantastic job. So like, you know, like I think my purpose here is to just sit here and talk with you guys, share my experiences. This is kind of like a personal diary, and I kept trying to explain it to her, and I'm like, okay, there's a podcast and there's a vlog. Vlogs are kind of going out of style, although I still watch them, still love them, and people are still doing them, which I appreciate. And podcasts are kind of like the new thing. So I'm trying to break into that world. I'll still play around with vlogs and stuff. Like I've got my documentary coming. Like after that, I would love to start vlogging again. It's just, I'm trying to find my way. I'm trying to find my path. And my path is not the same as every single content creator, influencer, whatever you consume. Sorry, Mrs. whatever the f*** if you're so f***ing. I told myself I wouldn't swear. I'm gonna have to bleep that out anyways. Well, I technically mute it. Who has time to bleep it? But yeah, I'm just kind of figuring myself out, and I'm trying to figure this podcast out. Well, I kind of know where I want this podcast to go. Like, I'm pretty adamant about that. I'm pretty adamant about who I am, my vision, and the brand. Of course, any polishing would be crucial, I think everyone has room for growth. But, stop telling me what to do with my life. Do I look like I want to be told what the f*** to do? No, babes. No. Anytime someone tells me to do, I do the complete opposite. Because I am not here for you. I am not living for you, okay? I mean, not for the people who, love the podcast and are a fan of this and me and, everything involved. Not you guys. Love you guys. Yeah, give me suggestions. But, for the people who are just criticizing, please, respectfully, f*** off. Thank you. Ugh. Just needed to get that off my chest. I'm already my worst critic. Do I need you stepping in and telling me what to do? No. Now let's get started. Because I've got a lot to say. And Rue is coming up. Hello, guys. Welcome back to a new episode. I just went on a little tangent / rant on the YouTube. I'm just gonna kick up my feet for this one. I made notes today. Again, remember we're being structured. We're very demure. I still don't know what demure means. I'm obviously gonna have to mute that out because I'm not swearing. This is part of the rebrand. But I kind of went on a tangent before we start today's episode. I feel like this is too much boob. I'm gonna cover the cleavage a bit. But yeah, as you guys read the title, today's gonna be the topic of truth and how the truth hurts. But the truth is the truth at the end of the day. And maybe it's a lesson for me to learn at the end of the day. I find that, honestly, every single episode is. It's all lessons I've learned, I'm currently implementing. And I would love to share my thoughts, my experiences with you guys. This is literally the part of the podcast. Not the part. The biggest part about this podcast is exactly that. So I was just kind of talking to the YouTube fam about, this was obviously pre-recorded. This is just before I start. If you watch the YouTube podcast, then you understand. It's I'm talking to two different audiences. And then there's the VIP section, which is completely strictly VIP. I don't talk about what's going on there. And it is what it is. So I was kind of going off about how my mom yesterday was oh, this so-and-so person, these people that I grew up knowing, her friends were watching my videos and were oh, she lives in such a gorgeous place. Why doesn't she show the places? Yeah, let me move my whole podcast setup to please you. Respectfully, fuck off. With all love, stop telling me what to do with my podcast. Are you a professional? Are you a podcaster? Are you an entrepreneur? If you answered yes, feel free to give me advice. Free advice at that, honestly, because we all know if you're successful in what you're doing, you probably deserve to get paid for your advice. And these are all criticisms coming from people who are not in the industry, who know nothing about it. They're merely consumers. If you're seeing that in someone else's feed or in your own feed, but someone else, another creator is doing that, go consume their content, please. I am not them. Don't expect me to get up here and be freaking, who can I name right now? Jake Paul, random. But Or Tara Yummy. Just pointing out some YouTubers. Jay Shetty. Ratty, I don't know her last name, but something Shetty. I don't know. Ratty, okay? Jay Shetty's wife. Love her. Love her podcast. Love her cute little shorts and Instagram reels. Like, she just does what she does. She does the things that she's passionate about. She's creative. She dabbles in absolutely everything, just like every other creator. Leave me alone, please. I'm figuring it out. I'm only one girl. I'm hard enough on myself as it is. I don't need you and your criticism on top of that. Thank you, respectfully. Fuck off now. Needed to get that off my chest because that is just too much. Like, there's a reason why I literally moved 6,000 kilometers. I'm pretty sure it's more than 6,000 kilometers. Why I moved to the other side of the country. To not hear this secondhand every single day of my life, what I'm doing constantly wrong. Like, thank you, respectfully, fuck off. Like, if I'm hurting myself, if I'm self-sabotaging, please, yeah, let me know. If I'm getting into a relationship with someone who I know is going to be toxic, yes, please tell me the truth. But if you're just going to criticize something that I've been working so hard on, respectfully, literally fuck off. Like, it's not conducive to me or to you or to our relationship. Like, people, jeez. Like, just let me do me. I'll figure it out. Vlogs and podcasts are completely different styles. Vlogs are kind of like a dying art right now. Obviously, there are some of like the OGs that are continuing to do it. For example, the people that I love to watch, My Fam, Amber Scholl, love her. Now Tara Yummy, I've like kind of dabbled into her a little bit. Tana Mojo, although she doesn't really do vlogs anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, those are the OG. There's so many more. I'm just listing off the people that have come to my mind that I currently watch. Lauren Giraldo, love her. You know, and then there's people who are doing podcasts. Currently, I'm focusing on podcasts, not vlogs. One day I will pick up the camera and show you guys this gorgeous island. Right now, you can go search up Vancouver Island on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is you want, and you will see so many creators post what you want to see. I am not one of them. I don't have a drone to show you these gorgeous scenery. I am not Vancouver fit. Well, technically BC fit, to the point where I'm like hiking mountains every single morning. I'm still a work in progress. Thank you. Now let's close this fucking book already. Jesus Christ. And I wish that was the end of it, but I just kind of needed to give that disclaimer, I guess twice, because it's just so annoying. Like, stop telling me what to do with my life. I'm already kind of insecure and confused if this is even for me, if this is even right. Like, I'm literally catching myself trying to find, like, different, I guess, avenues to go into in my career, and thinking, like, long term, like, how is this gonna help me? And, like, how, let's say, if it never does happen, how am I gonna have, like, multiple streams of incomes? Like, you know, these are things that I constantly think about myself. I don't need added pressure from other people. If you don't like my content, you don't like my content. My content is probably not for you, babes. For the 150th time I've ever said it. Like, oh my god, next time my mom literally, like, what are they called? My trolls are literally my mom. But she's also like a supporter. Which one are you, sis? Pick a side. Pick a side. Do you hate me? Do you love me? Like, it's confusion. It really is. I am confusion. Anyways. I'm a feisty one. I think it's when I wear red. Love it. Good. People need to hear the fucking truth. There's gonna be a lot of muting in this one. Okay. I made notes on this scrappy little piece of paper. I wrote down, Truth hurts, but it sets you free. And I think I did mention that. And it does. It really, truly does. Because even just this, like hearing my mom criticize me, or apparently her friends who obviously don't even dabble in my content, they don't even follow me, they don't even know. Like, obviously, it's not them, it's you, sis. Just own it up. Say it's you, mom. I know it's you. You don't like my content. Good thing you're not my target audience. Is there a way to you know how I'm just gonna block her. Honestly. Like, I think it would just make my life so much easier. Like, mom, I love you as a mother, but as a consumer, respectfully, the door is over there. Please fuck off. But, like, call me. Tell me what's up. Like, you know, like, we could still have the mother-daughter relationship, but consumer and content creator relationship, you're fired. I hate you. You're my troll. Goodbye. And sorry if that's triggered anyone. And again, like, the truth hurts. The truth fucking hurts. Okay, as you guys know, I hate recording when someone's home. And the last 2 episodes that I put out, I recorded while my roommate was home. And obviously something's triggered in her because last night she got drunk again. I roll my eyes because she's a fucking alcoholic. Again, truth hurts. You don't like it, sis? I don't know, go to AA. Like, I don't understand. And actually, I do understand. If anyone's going to understand an addiction, it's me. It takes time. It's not overnight, but you have to do the things to help yourself. If you're not helping yourself, if you're just constantly running around in a circle complaining, I have anxiety, drinking themselves to death, like, shit, you're digging your own hole to get buried in. That's on you. You're old as fuck. Like, you do whatever the fuck you want to do. But clearly the things that I said triggered her because yesterday I put a camera on her. I just simply got her phone, put a camera on her, because I heard somewhere, I don't know where it is, they said, if someone's disrespecting you or doing anything in that nature, put a camera on them. The truth will come out, and the truth did come out. I always knew there was like an underneath sense of like jealousy. I mean, she's even said it out loud, but it really came out because you know what they say, drunk words are sober thoughts. And she was like, oh, I'm this hot and wise person, and like, look at me, like, I know all the answers. And like, great, I'm glad that's what you think I am, because I am. The way that you present yourself, the way that you think of yourself and present yourself to the world is the way that people will perceive you. It's like branding, you know? Another great vlog. It's not really a vlog style. I don't know what type of videos she really does. They're just like marketing, like perspectives. Her name is Zoe. I don't know her last name. Zoe Unlimited. That's her channel's name. And she just talks about like branding and how like PR crises can either make or break you, and like how you can come out of that. Like, her videos are so helpful. So, and I've learned that like the way that you present yourself, branding, isn't only just in content creation, in companies. It's all about how you present yourself. So like, yeah, great, I'm glad that's how I'm being perceived, because that's how I perceive myself, as this hot, young, wise woman just trying to make it big out in this world. Because, like, hell yeah. You think I'm going to be offended? I'm not offended. It just shows me the type of person you truly are. Although I've always known, obviously. Dash a little bit of psychic in there, and, like, obviously it's hard to miss. I'm always on point with my predictions. No, I'm not like, oh, look at you, and I'm like, I know what's gonna happen. It's just, I can read your vibe right away. Like, you can't fool me. Thanks for the flowers, but you still low-key hate me. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. That's like most of my friendships. Well, not most of them, because like I keep those type of people to a certain distance. Like, at first, I can be fooled. Well, I always see the energy, and then I'm like, maybe it's different. It's never different. It's always the same. And yes, I am complaining about yet another roommate, the one that I currently live with. It's just people my age, or people who just like don't get me, just I guess in their perception, I'm this like evil person or something. Or like there's something about me that they can't have or can't be, and so they get jealous of, like as if I didn't build myself to this, as if I wasn't also a hot mess express at one point in my life. Like I was so disgusting and embarrassing at one point. Like I vividly remember that. And because of that, I think so many times, like whenever I am sad or crying, I kind of go back to that person and I'm just like, oh, like, am I really good enough for all this? But I am, like I'm not that person anymore. Change is inevitable. And I created that change for myself. But yeah, I'm just trying to look at my notes here, seeing what else I was supposed to like kind of touch on. Actually, yeah, like going back to the whole like roommate thing. As I was talking about on my past two previous episodes, I was kind of diving deep into like cheating and like self-respect. Obviously that triggered something within her, because immediately after she like came down, she's like, oh, like I can't be doing this, like I really gotta like, and I was like, oh, like clearly like you heard what I was saying. She's like, no, I like barely heard. Like clearly you did. You can hear everything. It's a small house, maybe not as like, you probably won't hear me exactly like as if you were standing right next to me, but you can hear me, and I talk pretty loudly sometimes, especially when I'm passionate and angry. Okay, I wouldn't say angry. I don't really get angry. I just get passionate about things. But yeah, like at the end of the day, it is my opinion on things. The truth may be the truth, but it's always an opinion. Like, perfect example, my mother, when she was criticizing me, saying I should go out. Well, she's not really criticizing. She's giving ideas. But it's like, thank you. Are you a successful content creator? If you answered no, then maybe you should zip up your mouth and throw away the keys, because it's not helpful to me at all. This is a podcast. I think I'm going to lunge around a mic, a ring light, the whole system. Like my freaking interface, my MacBook, my camera with me on every hike. Like I'm sure I've seen like TikToks. Perfect example, Nala Stomps. Yeah, they just grab a little mic, put up their little phone, and then sync it into like some, I don't know, Premiere Pro or something. I don't know, an editing software, and then put it up. Like, sure, yeah, there are things. There's already a Nala Stomps. Do we need a Tina Stomps? Maybe we do. Who knows? But like at the end of the day, like that's her truth towards me, and I'm going to take it however I'm going to take it. My truth is that that's an unreliable source of advice. Like you're not successful. Why am I taking your advice? You never take advice from people who aren't in the position you want to be in. Are you going to take financial advice from someone poor? Obviously not. Are you going to take business advice from someone who's never had a business, a successful business at that? Again, no. Are you going to take dating, relationship advice from someone who absolutely hates themselves, has zero self-respect, always ends up with like the most toxic person ever? I'm going to go with no. Are you going to take relationship advice from this girl who's never been in a real relationship but has absolute self-respect? And yeah, I'm kidding. That's completely up to you, honestly. If you see me as like unsuccessful in the love region, then you do. That is completely fine. Just because I haven't had like a real good partnership doesn't mean I don't know what it's supposed to look like. I don't know what it feels like, but I sure know when it does happen, I'll know. Like it's just one of those things. And so I'm sharing my experiences with people and my truths. And honestly, going back to my parents, when I first kind of started this podcast, I would kind of like say certain experiences that did happen to me growing up. And my parents didn't love that because I'm airing out their laundry. No, I'm telling the truth about something, and you don't love that. The truth is the truth, babes, whether you love it or not. It's the truth. And at the end of the day, I guess the truth is so subjective, you know? I just realized I had like a big old white paper on my lap. And I was like, that's not aesthetic. That's not cute. But yeah, I wrote down here as one of the points, love life has and will always be a shit show equals acceptance. I'll be alone forever. Okay, I don't know how that's the truth. I mean, I guess in a way that's also the truth. Again, my opinion. That's the truth in my perception, in my own little world, that I think that my life has always been my love life has always been a shit show. So I think like it's always just gonna be a shit show no matter what. Yeah, that just kind of came from some deep-rooted digging that I've done recently. As you guys know me, I know I'm getting kind of a little bit like sidetracked, but you guys know I like older guys. And with older guys, they've either been through everything that you still want to experience and they want nothing to do with it, or you're just gonna be kind of like a plus one to their already life. And I don't want that. I want someone to experience new things with me. Like, older guys are usually already married with kids. Why the hell would they want to do all that all over again? No, they wouldn't. So, like, I just feel like my love life will continue being a show. I'm gonna continue being like, no, but this is what I want. Like, it just, you know, it just feels like a fight that's just never gonna resolve itself because of like the circumstances that I've put myself in. And again, that's my truth. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like this downward spiral that I'm just like, what's the point? What is the point? But maybe I might actually end up marrying someone younger who has never had kids and never been married. That would be ideal, honestly. And then obviously, so many people get remarried and like start their own families, but like it just, I don't know. Ever since I read something that said, it was basically Reddit, okay? I went on Reddit, on a subreddit, Reddit, I don't know the difference. And yeah, it was just this person going and saying like, yeah, I always felt like I was just like a part of their family. Like every time his kids and him would like get together and I'd be there, like they'd talk about things that I like never experienced with like the mother of the kids, and it was just like always just so like lonely in a way. And I'm like, but I really had to like rethink my choices, because at the end of the day, like, yeah, your heart doesn't choose who you love, but consciously you can. And I look at everything and all the consequences. Like, I need to know that this is like truly actually right for me, not because it feels right in the moment. Yeah, I thought my freaking grade 9 boyfriend was gonna be my love of my life. Do I look like I'd be great with a devoted Christian? Like, I will burn the minute I walk in that church. Like, there's no way. I'm way into witchy shit. Like, there's no way. But yeah, I was just kind of like going down that little spiral of just like, oh, I've always felt left out. I've always felt like an outsider. Why would I consciously want to do that to myself? Like, no, thank you. Like the last guy that I liked, that I had the biggest crush on. Granted, he was actually currently married. But we all know, like, I don't dabble in that bullshit. So, left that behind. And yeah, like, but like obviously there could be another instance where I do like start liking someone. And again, like, I do like older guys, and unfortunately they've kind of already had all that experience. So it's just like, oh, ew. I mean, the good thing is that they're a little bit more established, so they can, like, kind of help you out, but nothing you can't do on your own or, like, with someone else on your team. I think it's just, like, a good partnership is what I need. And, like, if I feel that way at any moment or at any point, like, I'm just, obviously that's something that I need to work out with myself and my own issues and, like, maybe talk to a therapist. But at the same time, do I want to be experiencing that for the rest of my life? I'm going to go with no. So yeah, the truth does hurt. And that's the truth of that situation. Like, I find that even in that subreddit, like, they were talking about how, like, when women come in, like the stepmom or whatever, ew, that sounds so weird. Like, ew, not in the cards for me. Being someone's stepmom. Do I look like someone's stepmom? Don't answer that. I probably do. Ew. Ew! Like, that is so not in the cards for me. Ugh. Okay, older man, not married, not have kids. But then that's such a huge red flag. Like, why haven't you? Why haven't you, sir? Why haven't you been married before? What's wrong with you? So, like, there's no winning here. But going back to that subreddit, someone was saying, like, when a woman steps in, like the stepmom, it's just like, meh. But when it's the dad, when it's like a stepdad, it's like, oh, like he stepped into that role. Like he got with a woman with kids. Isn't he sweet? How compassionate. But then when it's a woman, it's like, oh, ew, we hate the stepmom. Ugh. Make it make sense. And we're in 2024. You would think that it would be an equal thing, you know? Like men and women being treated the same. Yeah, that made me laugh. Because that's hilarious. So, yeah, no, there's that double standard, and absolutely not. And that's my truth. I just genuinely believe, like, I don't know, like, I'm 26 years old, and I get it. I have the rest of my life to live. I'm gonna eventually find someone, and I'm sure of that. I'm a cutie patootie, and I'm a work in progress, so this isn't even as good as it's gonna get, you know? It's gonna get better, and better, and better. One of the cats are making an appearance right now. This one is Azzy. Dude, as long as you don't mess up my setup, you're Gucci. So yeah, sorry, cats always distract me. They're just so fluffy and cute. But yeah, and that's my truth. Cats are fluffy and cute. Other people's truth. See, look, I'll finish that sentence. Other people's truth could be cats are disgusting and hairy and just, yeah. And that's their truth. Truth is just so subjective. And truth can change, I hope. You know, like, I used to identify myself as the ugly fat friend. And now, if I say that out loud, people would literally slap me. They'd be like, shut up, Tina. Like, are you fishing for freaking compliments right now? He, I am. Compliment me. But jokes aside, that was my truth at one point. And that was my character development. To go through that, like, ugly duckling phase to then become a swan. And I don't even think I'm fully there yet. Like, I really need to get into, like, a really good routine of, like, working out, eating a lot healthier, because I'm not. Also, like, building wealth for myself. Like, I haven't even dipped my pinky toes in. I'm, like, standing on the ledge. I'm, like, in the sand, afraid to go in the water still, you know? Like, I've made it to the beach. I'm at the beach. It's lovely. It's great. It's a gorgeous beach that I've created for myself. But there's still so much depth and water to swim towards, you know? Like, there's a whole other island to get to. So, yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's a metaphor on my life, because, like, I actually live on an island right now. could have been deeper than what I actually thought it was. I usually do have those moments in life where I'm like, I say something and then I go back to it and I'm like, oh, foreshadowing, are we? But yeah, I'm sorry if I've said something that has triggered someone, but that is my truth. This is my podcast that I created for myself. This is my freedom of speech. This is my form of releasing emotions, of trying to get a message across, trying to just be heard. And why wouldn't I? Like, I know we've all heard about it. We've all read the books. If you're super into self-development or psychology or any of that, within that, like, cloud, then you know that there are going to be people who aren't going to believe in you, who are going to be like, who are constantly going to think, what's so good about you? Or like you have the audacity to do that. Like, they just can't fathom that, like, yes, I am risking it all for this. Yes, I am putting myself out there in the world, risking my heart, my mind, my soul for this. Like, the amount of attacks, not only physical, mental, and spiritual attacks that I can and will get from doing this. Like, there's obviously no privacy. Well, I definitely have a lot of privacy right now. I'm not there yet. But, like, you know, like, there are consequences to this. It's not just like picked up a mic overnight, felt great, felt comfortable, felt like I have the audacity to do this, to, like, speak words, to speak wisdom out into the universe. Like, obviously not. This has been years in the making. You don't know that. You only see the outcome. So obviously there's going to be people like that. But I'm just kind of at this point in my life where, like, when do these people just fuck off? Respectfully. Like, when do they just, like, when can I just kick them out of my life? Like, it's not as easy. Like, I either live with one, or I have to interact with one, or I work with one. Like, it's always something. Like, I'm obviously not there yet to a point where I can just be like, guards, take them away. Like, just a princess in my castle. Like, you know, obviously, that's not what I'm aiming for. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, obviously, I had days like this past week. I've had imposter syndrome all week because I've just felt so shitty and so, like, ugh, I'm not there yet feeling. And, like, I have all these people surrounding me. Let's not get it twisted. I have so many other people who do believe in me and who do love me and support me no matter what and really see what I'm doing. And they could see the potential of it, you know? I don't think they see the full picture, but they see the potential. I just happen to have created the full picture. I have a vision board, so I know where I want to go from here. But obviously not everyone's going to understand that, and that's okay. As long as you're loving and supporting and you're not diminishing me and my character and my pursuits, we're good. We're fine. The rest of you, trash. Take yourselves out. I'm learning how to get you the fuck out of my life. But, like, sometimes circumstances don't allow it, and you just have to kind of, thanks for the flowers. Like, why? Because I literally yelled at you to grow the fuck up the other day? Like, sis, that's not gonna work on me. Sorry. I don't know. Like, it's weird. It's really, really, really weird. And we just live in a society where that's just gonna be it. Until everyone is able to say the truth and speak the truth, there's always going to be someone who's offended because that someone hasn't done the work to just kind of talk to themselves through it, you know? obviously, like, the truth hurts. Like, if someone that I absolutely love tells me, listen, this isn't working anymore, I don't want to be with you. That's gonna hurt. But then in that moment, I have to come to myself and be like, okay, how can I heal from this? How can I move on from this? How can I make this situation a positive? I don't just ruminate in it. That's not gonna help. The truth does carry so much hurt to it when you haven't done the work. I'm going to use such a great example. So, where I work, I'm the supervisor. I think I've mentioned this to you guys, but I'm not the manager. And there's an opportunity opening up for a manager. And I inquired within and said, hey, I'm interested. Put me down. Like, I would love to, you know? And the big boss was like, no. So what I want you to do is, didn't even give me real good criticism at that. It was just like, oh, we asked you to do some social marketing stuff and you haven't done it. So I think that's like a bad look. Like, I wouldn't want you to step into this. First of all, it has nothing to do with social media marketing. You're just upset that I'm not going to do a free salary job for you. You can suck my dick, sis. Also, okay. Sorry, that was just kind of funny. You know when something is just like unironically hilarious? Anyways. So yeah. The reasoning for it was freaking stupid. And then they stepped in and said, but I would like you to fulfill those duties, and then next year we'll talk about it. So again, expecting me to do something for free. Does this face look like she's going to do anything for free for you? If it does not involve my podcast, my vlogs, my documentary, whatever it is that's tied to my own creation, my time, my energy, you think I'm going to, like, no. You're a $1 billion company. What? You're out of your fucking mind, ma'am. Ew, no. So obviously, I, like, in the moment, like, I remember, I was like, okay, and then I went on my lunch break, and I cried a bit, because I'm like, that felt so diminishing. And absolutely, she planned to do this. Absolutely. Like, this person is absolutely manipulative, and just the worst type of human you can ever possibly find. Like, that's the type of person who would absolutely have someone hidden under their basement and pretend to be like the nicest person on the block. Meanwhile, they're literally like sex trafficking or something messed up. Because absolutely, from the face, ooh, scary. But then comes across as like, jolly. You want some cupcakes? There's probably poison in them. No, get the fuck out. Like, yeah, I'm outing people. Again, the truth hurts. Anyways, I'm upstairs and I'm like kind of crying and I'm just like kind of dealing with it on my own, you know, just being like, hey, you know, like that does not feel great. Knowing that like I'm not where I'm at and I'm getting denied for something that I know I can do, like the back of my freaking hand, and I could do it so much better than the last person did it. Like, I know I have leadership capabilities. I'm already in a leadership role. What the f*** do you think happens when you're not there, sis? And then that was actually another thing. And she's like, oh, like, you don't really step into it. Are you kidding me? If your boss is around, are you going to be like, shut up. Can you do this? Like, no. No. Do you not know how hierarchy works? If you're delegating me to do it in that moment, absolutely. But if you're there, you're the leader, bitch. Lead. I know you're terrible at that, but like, I'm not gonna do your job. You make so much more than me. I'm not doing it for free, you dumb. I hate people. I hate them. I love them, but I hate them. Well, that specific type of people. Anyways, that's a rabbit hole we're not gonna get into.
But yeah, it's like, I just had to kind of work on it and just be like, no, like, this woman is insane. I know the talents that I bring to the table. I respect myself, and absolutely every single person that works with me also thinks I should step into that role, except for her, because she wants me to step into that role for free and then technically have 2 assistant managers. Again, suck my beep. No, absolutely not. And then there you are. Like, that's someone, I'm using myself as an example because if I was a weaker human, I would just let that diminish me. And it did. I can't sit here and say that it didn't affect me, because it did. But because I have that self-love and self-respect that I've built, I'm not going to sit there and be like, womp, I guess this is mi vida. I guess this is life. I guess this is what I'm just going to have to deal with. Absolutely not. That is a wake-up call for me to get up and find a new job, find a better position, a management position. Well, not technically like anything in leadership, or just anything better, honestly. Literally anything better than that, and move on. And when she does question it, just be like, well, you didn't see my gifts and talents, someone else did. Same thing goes for relationships. If someone doesn't appreciate you, someone else will. Just because one person doesn't see your talents doesn't mean nobody else will. So same thing. My mom doesn't think my podcasts are great enough to sit down and listen to. Well, sis, if you really looked at it as an opportunity to learn English a little bit better, coming from someone you already know their dialect, you already know how I speak, so you'll understand me a little bit better than most people. That's your opportunity to learn English. But no, instead you want me to go out into the forest and show trees. Go watch another content creator do that if that's what you want to see. Right now, I'm sitting down teaching people a lesson, teaching myself a lesson. This is kind of like, I don't even know what to call it, but like, it's what a podcast is. Like, it's just sharing our thoughts, our information, our wisdom with the world, and just seeing if anyone, literally just anyone, resonates with any of it. And I know people are, because I see the comments. I see them. They're so supportive of some people. I mean, and then I have other people being like, you're so fat. Okay? I will eat you and sit on you. Actually, I will sit on you and then I'll eat you. Like, what? And maybe that's their truth. You know, maybe that is the truth at hand. Maybe I am too overweight. I love myself the way that I am. Obviously, I need to get healthier. That's like out of the question, you know? Like, that's the truth at hand. But I love myself too, and that's the truth. And I respect myself, and that's the truth. So I'm going to love myself regardless of what stage I'm in my life. Regardless if I'm at the top or a work in progress, I am me. And for that, I am insanely grateful for the person that I've cultivated. And if that triggers you, babe. Sounds like a you problem, and that is the truth. And I'm going to end it off there, because this is a lot of energy exerted, and I am hungry. I'm hangry, actually. Maybe that's why I'm a little bit more passionate than usual, because I'm hangry. But yeah, let's see the conclusion here. No matter what you say, you're going to offend someone, so why be protective? Facts. I'm not going to change myself because someone else thinks that I'm unworthy of it or whatever it is. It's just a projection of their own fears. So I'm going to continue to be me. I think you should continue to be you, regardless of what anyone says, and regardless of anyone who's trying to shoot you down. Don't listen to them. Look at where they're at in life. Just take that into perspective. Are the people who are criticizing you, are they living the life that you dream of? I'm gonna stop you right there. If you think yes, absolutely not. Because the people who are in a better situation than you will never try to put you down. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Would a big, strong, tough man try to beat up a scrawny teenager? No. Obviously not. He knows the power that he has. That scrawny teenager could be like, that's all roids, bruh. Like, you ain't even real. And he knows how many years it has taken for him to get bulked up, big, super healthy, super fit, super strong. He's not going to let that scrawny kid's opinions and his truth of the matter ruin him. Absolutely not. He's going to get up and enjoy the rest of his day. He's just going to be like, whatever, kid. Like, you wish. You wish you were me. Mic drop. Essentially, I think that's the truth. People criticize because they want to be in your position. And they think they can do it better, but the minute they try, they terribly fail. And if that's not a lesson on its own, then keep doing you, boo. If I'm keeping doing me, you keep doing you. Okay? All right. Love you. Mwah, mwah, and mwah. I love you. Ciao, ciao.
Oh, my knee feels weird. My knees feel weird. Oh my gosh. I think I was just sitting kind of weird. Not me looking in the viewfinder to see myself in the mirror to see how the body Audi looks like. Okay. Yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I really need to get that off my chest, and I hope that maybe you're dealing with a bully in your life and they just constantly criticize you and you're just like, oh my gosh. Just remember, they probably want to be in your situation. They're probably jealous, threatened, and insecure that you're doing you. So continue to do you. There are going to be so many haters. But I'm hoping, wishing, praying to God that this will all be worth it one day. So, take your kiss where you want to. You know the drill. I fogged it up, didn't I? It's not going away. There we go. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye!